Hello everyone, I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV. Today I'm going to show you around the Discover. This trailer is made by inTech and it's part of their flyer line. At 18 feet long and 2750 weight, now that is with all the options, this trailer is the largest in their flyer line, meant to be not only a camper for your whole family, but a nice little toy hauler too. It's aluminum frame, just like inTech is known for, just a real solid build. And 2023, they have a few new options as well. So we're going to show those to you. Now remember, features and options can always change. So be sure to check on all the details if you're looking at the Discover at your dealers. All right, let's go inside and we'll start there. What a great space. Now, of course, this floor is open to park any of the toys you want to bring with you. You know, for some people that might be a side-by-side. Some people it might just be kayaks or some kids' bikes. But it makes a great open space. There are tie downs in the floor, as you can see. There's 9 of them, D-rings that are already mounted. I want to start right here. They have the racks on the wall. Now, these can be used for absolutely anything, folks, but a lot of times people will hang their ratchet straps here if they're tying bikes down. You could use it for towels or just whatever works for you. But the kitchen behind me and the storage is what makes this space work. So I'm going to start right over here at this big farm sink. It's a nice aluminum sink. It's 8 inches deep. The high arch faucet, of course, you already know how great that is. The aluminum backing here, just gives it that flair. I love the graphics in it. Up above, storage on both sides. Now these bungees are going to hold in whatever you've got parked up there. Now, I'm only 5 feet tall. It's going to be a little tough for me to see everything that's in there. So, I'm either going to bring a stool or somebody tall with me when I take this camper out. Underneath here, this is all storage. Look at that. And this is fairly deep countertop, so I would say this is probably over 2 feet deep. And so this is a huge space. Could put some shelves in there, some baskets, whatever works for you. Right next to me here is the 2-burner stove on the top and refrigerator on the bottom. Now this refrigerator is a little bit narrow and taller than what you might see in a lot of RVs, but it holds an awful lot of space. It's a 4 cubic foot refrigerator. It is a 12-volt refrigerator, which makes this unit perfect for camping off the grid. If you don't want to go to a campsite and plug in, all of these things are going to work really well for you. Now, over here, you've got more storage, and this is where you can see the 8.5 gallon freshwater tank. It's not a ton of water, but enough for you to wash dishes, do some of the things that you need to do here. You notice that there is low point drains there to make easy access if you want to drain the tank. And on the left, of course, the compartment for your battery. I really appreciate that all of this is available and you don't have to get through some giant compartments on the outside. Now just above that, I didn't talk about this. On the top piece, you've got a battery disconnect. Just turn that a quarter turn and it's going to disconnect the battery when you have the trailer in storage. To the right, breakers and fuses right here. So that converter is what converts all of the 110 power to the 12 volt because everything in here except for the air conditioner is able to run on 12 volt or propane. Up above, you have the 110 plug, just like a household plug, that again will work when you're plugged in at shore power. But if not, you have the USBs right next to it here. They have a little plastic cover to keep it clean. And the switches here are for the kitchen accent lights right there, and the other one is the water pump. If you are not plugged into city water, you will use that water pump, of course, for the 8.5 gallons you have inside that tank. One of the new things this year is the furnace. You know, a camper like this can really work in almost any weather, but if it gets really cold, having a propane furnace is a lot better than having a heat strip in the AC. It can handle much colder weather, so this really steps it up on what you can do with this trailer. The furnace is right here, and of course, more storage at the top. It may be just a bit difficult to see, so I'll point out that the curve of the front of the trailer is at the top of this cabinet. So you do have great storage in here. It is about 2 feet deep, but it does curve in at the top. All right, the only thing we haven't talked about up here is going to be the stereo. Of course, you've got the HDMI and the USB, and Bluetooth, of course, with the 2 speakers up here on the top. This space is a great addition to really having some great adventures, maybe a little bit remote. Now, let me point out a few safety features. You do have the smoke alarm and the LP carbon monoxide down below. You have the fire extinguisher right next to the door over here. So the controls right here are for the porch light outside, the main lights up above, and little accent lights above the kitchen. Above that, you do have a switch for the electric awning. Now this can have an electric awning or a manual awning. Because this one is electric, you've got the switch putting it in and out, just above the controls for the furnace. Now one of the nice things about this control is that you can have the power fan reverse. So you could either be pulling air out or bringing it in, depending on what's best for your situation. Control it all right here or turn it off. Put that right back up there. Now let's take a look at how these beds fold out. Now, one of the best things about these is that when they are folded up, you have this wonderful cover that zips around it to keep it clean and tucked in against the wall. If you're carrying gear in the center, you don't want that to kind of mess with your beds that are all folded up. But there's a few other things I want to point out as well. First of all, when you have these folded up, you can use this cover that zips around here to create privacy. There is a split in the middle, so you can zip down 1/2, crawl in, and zip it back up again. Might be nice for a changing room, or maybe, you know, a sleeping child, however that works for you. The other thing is that that cover is kind of in your way. You don't need it, you're not going to use it, and you're camping for a while. You might want to just unsnap it from the wall and take it out because it comes in and out very easily. Snap it back into place when you're ready to use it. All right, right now we have it just tucked underneath the mattress. Now a big question that we get is how much can these beds hold? When I put it in and out, you can see that there is no brace on the outside. It's all held by these cables on the side. But this bed can hold 1,100 pounds. That's a lot, folks. So you just don't have to worry about weight on these beds. This side is optional. In the standard build, you will have a tip-out bed on the other side. The door side is going to be an optional add, which is why I told you in the very beginning, this trailer weighs 2,750 with every option. And that includes the air conditioner, this tip-out bed, the roof rack, and the awning. Those are the main options. Now let me show you how easy it is to put these beds up and down. To fold this up, simply pull out the bar in the center, and then what I like to do is zip up this enclosure from the inside. That keeps the mattress from slipping out as you fold it in from the outside. Tuck in the mattress, fold it in from the outside, pull the arms down and they'll clip into place, and you are ready to travel. It is very simple. I have no problem doing it myself, so don't think that you need to be strong to manage that piece of this trailer. Now, moving on, I want to mention the walls here. This is a nylon carpeted styled wall. Don't be afraid of that. It cleans so easily. This trailer has the rubber coin floor and the nylon walls so that it is easily cleanable. You can get it damp, it's not going to mildew, and you just rinse it off. It's really so resistant to the weather. You're going to be glad you have that. The other thing that I like about these type walls is that it helps to cut down on the noise bouncing around inside this open space. It also is going to add a layer of insulation. So all of that is really useful. Just don't be afraid of getting it dirty because this trailer is really meant for adventure. You do have cubbies right up here with the bands to hold everything in at the top. Now there's a few more things heading to the back of the trailer. The air conditioner right here on the roof. Now remember that air conditioner is an option. The controls are right there in the center. And moving towards the back, we have controls on this side, another switch for the main lights, and a switch here for the loading lights that are on the outside. So if you needed to light up that ramp, it's easy to do. Down below, a 12-volt plug-in, and on the other side, the 110 plug-in. You'll also notice that if you are carrying anything with any fumes or smells in it, you have a vent that opens down there in the corner to try to air out the trailer as you're driving. That really kind of covers what they've added on the inside. Again, until you're in this trailer, you will not know what a great space it is because it just feels extraordinary. To unzip all of these windows, have it feel very open, it's just a really great size and a great space. So let's talk briefly before we walk out about how long it is. You are 11'6" in length. Now, the width of this trailer is going to be 6'10". The height is 6'11". So be sure to measure your toys, be sure that works for you. And let's talk about the ramp. The ramp can hold 2,200 pounds. Remember, those beds can hold 1,100 pounds. You're just gonna have all the sturdiness that you need. This trailer is made just like the motorsports division at inTech. It is a welded aluminum frame. The outside, as we walk around this way, is going to be aluminum as well with a one-piece aluminum roof. And as you look through here, you notice there are some seams, but they call it a seamless trailer because they overlap. This is an 040 aluminum, so it's very strong, very sturdy with the foiled insulation on the inside. The black diamond plate, which acts as a rock guard, is on the bottom 1/3 of the trailer all the way around. You might be in some rough terrain, and that's what it's there for, to protect you from the brush or anything else that you might come upon. This is the outside of that vent that I showed you, just tips out to give you a little bit of air there. Underneath, you'll notice that you have bars on the side in case you need to stand up on the side of the trailer. Might help you reach the top. It certainly wouldn't work for me, I'm too short, but some of you, it might be really helpful there. Also, another guard against brush. Another feature in 2023, they have actually added this slight overhang in the roof. It's not much, but it adds a little bit of a design feature, and if it happens to be raining or anything coming off the roof, it is going to fall outside the camper and on the ramp. I don't know, just another little change for 2023. Let's move around a little bit to the front, because up in front of this tip out is where you're going to see the inlet for that 8.5-gallon water tank and the city water fill. You know, if you are in a campground that has a city hydrant, just hook up right here and you'll have all the water that you need. This vent is for the battery compartment. You always want to vent a regular wet cell battery. If you upgrade to an AGM or maybe a lithium, you're certainly going to get a no maintenance battery, but this will be less important. But just in case you have a wet cell, that keeps you vented. This is going to be the furnace vent. There is a plug right here. It is standard, and that is for a portable solar panel. Again, this is well suited for going off the grid, and that allows you to keep that battery charged. Of course, your electrical plug in case you are using shore power at a campsite. And as you come around the front, 20-pound propane tank mounts right here, very accessible. Spare tire on the front. I love these 15-inch off-road tires. It not only gives you that off-road clearance, but the grip that you need if you're going to get off the highway. Storage in the front, you know, outside storage is always nice. And this doesn't hold propane or battery. We've already seen this. This is a complete storage compartment. Right now you see it has that 50 amp cord in it and the handle that you would use to bring the stabilizer jacks up and down. But of course, room for tons more there. And this diamond plate platform on the front. You know, I always see guys with a lot of extra pieces tied on their tongue. So that is always useful. Now, remember, don't stack too much weight in here. It's going to change the balance of your trailer. But stabilizer jacks right here on the corner. I do like the way that they put their magnetic ball catch here because that's going to hold this door open so that the wind doesn't catch it when you're camping. But there's nothing to clip or unclip. Just give it a little tug and you're free of the hold. What you may notice right down here, that is for draining the water that you use in the kitchen sink. It does have a quick connect on it. So they provide both pieces for you to just unclip that, screw the end of it in the hose that you're going to use, so it's really easy to attach. Now, a couple of options here. There is no gray tank, so you could use any number of small tote tanks that just slide under there to catch the water. You certainly have space inside this trailer to strap that down when you're going home if you don't have an opportunity to drain it wherever you are. You can, of course, use a bucket, but again, lots of options. All right, we are back around. These are new graphics for 2023. They're subtle, but I really think they give this trailer a really nice look on the outside. As far as colors, this is our most popular color here at Princess Craft. This is the charcoal gray, but you can get it in silver, white, red, or black. So all of those are an option. The bottom trim is always the black diamond plate, but the aluminum on the top is the color of your choice. I think I've showed you a lot about this trailer, but there may be some things I've missed. And if so, please let us know. We'll try to answer all of your questions. I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next time.